Hey everyone, my name is Nicholas Karsen. I interned at the Fort Myers Broadcasting Station, also known as Wink News. So before we begin, I'm just going to talk a little bit about myself. I am currently a digital journalist at the Wink News Station, while also being a senior at Florida Gulf Coast University. This is actually my second time being an intern at the news station. My first time was over the summer of 2023. My first goal when I started working at Wink was to improve my writing style because I thought that that was one of the weaker points of my quote unquote toolkit. So before I begin, I want to give some brief history about Wink. It started as a non-network affiliated radio station owned by the Fort Myers Broadcasting Company, the first licensed radio broadcast station in Southwest Florida. 3 years after 1939, the Fort Myers Broadcasting Company was purchased by Ronald B. Woodyard and Reginald B. Martin, and the call letters were changed from the radio station WFTM to WAAC, with Wink News debuting on air on March 18, 1954, becoming the first Southwest Florida television station. So I began working at the station back in May of 2023 after meeting the digital product director at Wink, Melvin Vigo. Uh, Following an elevator pitch, I was able to negotiate myself into a internship at the station where I was taught many facets about the journalism industry. I had to write reporter packages, generate content for the website, and I even went out into the field and interviewed people for content that was strictly meant for the website itself. Uh, since my full-time employment, we've switched gears into being a hyper local focused news station as to separate ourselves from the competition. So, as previously mentioned, I am working full time at the station. I have a contract that promises my employment until 2026. Uh, I find that journalism, like many other professions, requires heavy passion and commitment. With that in mind, I'm not sure if journalism is something that I would want to pursue after my contract expires, but it is a fast paced work environment, which is something that I do look for out of a career. Uh, like many others who struggle with career choices pre and post college, I've learned to take opportunities when they're presented to you and figure out the details later on once you establish yourself as a working individual and you become more marketable in the workplace. So going into my internship a second go around, I wanted to change my goals from being a better writer into one that understands and utilizes technology as a professional in the workforce. One of the key ways in doing so is increasing my knowledge in search engine optimization, also known as SEO. In short, SEO is the likelihood an article has of being picked up by Google's search algorithm. Utilizing key phrases, words, pictures, and links within an article increases the likelihood for your article to get picked up by the algorithm and be one of the top search results whenever you look up that specific phrase on Google. I felt like technology was a bit of a weak spot in my arsenal of tools. I wanted to improve on that because being in a digital only space as my career, it's important to have these upbeats and understanding the ebb and flows when it comes to social media because that's what separates yourself from the competition. Within my first month as a full time employee, I had generated 1.2 million views based on the content that I wrote for the website alone. You can see to the left hand side the software we use to record our analytics called Parsley tells us which author is generating what kind of views, what articles are doing well on the website, what media outlets are being picked up by it. It's not only just Google, it could be Facebook, it could be Newsbreaker, it could be Twitter, right? It is interesting because word of mouth is just as important as having the key phrase of an article selected. So there's a lot of intricacies when it comes to understanding the search engine algorithm and how to properly utilize it for your work. So I just wanted to briefly go over my supervisors. To the right is Melvin Vigo. He's the man that I met at the communication internship fair. He helped me get my internship the first go around at Lincoln and also helped me navigate the news industry within the station itself. To the left is my supervisor, Hans Morgenstern. He is the executive web producer for the digital team of Wink News. So being a professional in the news industry is incredibly important because you are a public figure in the eyes of the community. They look to you to deliver information in as accurate and timely of a matter as possible. With that in mind, many controversial subjects come through where biases will sometimes come out. And it's important as a journalist to ignore personal feelings about sensitive topics and still deliver the most accurate information that is readily available to us, to the public, and let the public decide for themselves if they agree or they disagree with the subject matter and why. We don't want to lead people in a direction where they're not thinking for themselves. So it's incredibly important for us to deliver information as accurately as possible. And that in turn ties very well with the concept of professionalism. So how does my internship connect to my education at FGCU? So as a communication major, oftentimes our degree is referred to as a jack of all trades degree. And having knowledge of public relations helps me disseminate genuine news opportunities from the advertising and interview opportunities that are sent to the station daily. Having a grasp of the Associated Press style of writing through PR writing and advanced PR writing courses helps me create grammatically correct articles so that people can actually understand the information that is being delivered to them. In this industry and many other industries, having a strong communication style helps the ebb and flows of conversation, especially with interviewing people, so that you get different perspectives uh, in the topic that you're covering for your news piece. So my contribution to Wink News is a little different than my first go around at the station. Prior to my full-time employment, the digital team was comprised of 2 people. Now we have a team of 4, which helps us disperse our responsibilities and allow us to generate web-only content for the website. We've learned that the reporter stories that air on television are one of the more underperforming aspects of the website, as people who have already seen the reporter packages on air don't necessarily want to read about it online. So a direction that we've taken is to teach several reporters how to use the WordPress writing software that we use at the station and allow for them to write their own articles based on the packages that they do daily. This helps alleviate the workload on the digital team, allows us to find web-only content, and it still allows for the reporters to deliver their information not only through the on-air appearance, but also through the website. So now that my second time as an intern at Wink News has concluded, I can now look back at the experience through multiple perspectives. One as a part-time intern and one as a full-time employee. As an intern, the expectation for you to fail is expected. But as a full-time employee, you are held responsible for your actions because you are a reflection of not only yourself as a working professional, but of the company that you work at. Because of this, I have a more profound investment in myself as a writer, as someone who is utilizing technology and social media to generate traffic for the website, and myself as a professional individual. I always seek to improve myself through opportunities that make me go outside of my comfort zone because it's the only way that you will learn as a professional. You will never grow unless you challenge yourself. And this job has given me many opportunities to challenge myself and improve upon myself, which I am very grateful for. Uh, for any person that is looking for a fast-paced work environment, who has an interest in news and media, this is a fantastic opportunity to take up because they teach you every facet of the newsroom so that you get a full understanding of what exactly goes on daily in media production. So this is the conclusion to my presentation. Again, my name is Nicholas Karsen. You can contact me through my email at nicholas.carson@winknews.com if you have any sort of news opportunities. I would love to hear about them. Thank you for watching and have a great day.